USC football's big-time win over Iowa just got even better. Let's talk about it. My name is Paul. Together with my buddy Aaron, we are the Big Ten guys. Tune in every day for the latest Big Ten news, insights, and analysis. If you're a fan of USC or any Big Ten football team, don't miss out. Like and subscribe. And then comment below what were your thoughts on the game against Iowa, anything that's worrying you, anything you loved that you saw, and any thoughts on Oregon's game next week, or the game against Oregon next week. We always enjoy talking to you guys. And as you can see by my shirt here, I do have to come clean. I'm a Michigan fan, but Aaron and I, we try to give unbiased takes for everybody because sometimes it's good, to hear people who aren't a fan of your team, what their opinion is. But we keep it real and let you know what we think. So, what a game against Iowa. And I think not only was it a big-time win that puts USC firmly in the playoff conversation, but it was just a statement by the program. And I loved the way this article here breaks it down. Right down here, everything we've heard the entire Lincoln Riley era is USC is not tough enough. USC's defensive coordinator stinks. They can't handle Big Ten size. They can't handle Big Ten weather. Well, guess what? They came out, got punched in the mouth against a good team, one of the biggest, strongest teams in the trenches, in the mud, in the rain. Their defensive coordinator, amazing second half adjustments. Again, this is not just a 1 week thing. They've been doing this for several weeks now. And they came out and proved that this is a tough, physical team who can win Big Ten football. And with the incoming recruiting classes, this team is getting scary under Lincoln Riley. And that's coming from a Michigan fan. But obviously I'm going to say that because I watched USC run it down our throat the entire game with their third string running back. So, anyone who is out here saying we don't buy the USC hype, they can't play in the Big Ten, you're not watching. They clearly can play. And I just want to highlight, before I get into talking about the Oregon game a little bit, what a game from Maeva. People really underestimate Iowa's defense and just their ability as a team, honestly. But you guys, USC fans, you haven't watched a lot of Iowa football, I'm sure, over the years. But let me tell you something. When Iowa scores 21 points, they win. There are not a lot of teams who fall down 21-7 to Iowa and make a comeback. And if you don't believe me, look at their schedule this year. If they had scored 21 points in every single game this year, they would have been 9-0 coming into this game. Indiana couldn't put up 21 points on Iowa. Oregon couldn't put up 21 points on Iowa. But USC did. It is a very rare occurrence for Iowa to lose a lead like that. And it takes truly, truly elite quarterback play. And then, like I had mentioned, kudos to the defensive adjustments, not giving up a point in the second half. That was big time. And then I was a little surprised to see, I feel like kind of a little disrespect here. Coming into the game this week, USC is a 7.5 point dog. And I get, it's at Oregon. That is a tough place to play. And Oregon is a great football team. I'm going to kind of give you some reasons why I think USC really has a chance to win this game, but that does not mean I think Oregon is a bad team by any means. They are an elite team. This is a tough game, one of the most hostile environments. But I think I trust Jaden Maeva in this big game more than I trust Dante Moore. Pulling up Dante Moore's game log this year, you look at some of these big-time games he's played in. He really came to play against Penn State. It's so tough to know what to make of that game because at the time, that was on the road, number 3 team, whiteout. I do truly believe that was a talented Penn State squad. But now all of a sudden, 6 weeks later, it's was that good of a win? I don't think we'll ever truly know the answer to that. But you look at home against Indiana, threw for only 186 yards, turned the ball over twice. And then when they played Iowa, he only threw for 112 yards and turned the ball over again in that one. As well, a pretty ugly game against Wisconsin and Northwestern. When they have been playing some of the premier, in Wisconsin and Northwestern, their defenses are solid, but not elite by any means. But when they've played, upper half of the Big Ten defenses this year, his numbers have dipped drastically. But Jaden Maiava on the flip side, what a big time game against Iowa here. 250 yards and a touchdown. He threw for 302 touchdowns against Northwestern. Illinois is an underrated team and an underrated defense. He went for 360 and 2 touchdowns. Torched my Wolverines. Obviously, the turnovers against Notre Dame weren't great, but threw for a lot of yards there against a good Notre Dame defense. In a big game right now, I trust Maiava to make the big plays, and I trust Makai Lemon to make the big plays too. I think Oregon will have their star DeCorian Moore back this year, and the dude's legit, but he's a freshman, and he's just not Makai Lemon right now. What Makai Lemon did against Iowa's talented secondary is super impressive. And I think one more icing on the cake that I want to give you USC fans right now is don't listen to any of this other noise. If USC beats Oregon, they are in the playoffs. This is a playoff team. And I think some of the results of this past weekend, honestly, were great for USC. Looking at their schedule, right now, obviously, their 2 losses were Illinois and Notre Dame. Well, both of those teams had really impressive weekends. You look at Illinois' remaining schedule. This is a team that they're gonna finish 9-3 with a ranked win, obviously over USC. 2 of their 3 losses were the number 1 and number 2 team in the country. Illinois, by the end of this season, will be a top 20 team in the college football playoff rankings. I think they should be ranked this week. We'll see what happens, but they're finishing the year 9-3, top 20. Take that to the bank. And then same thing with Notre Dame. They ugly start to the year, but they had they're starting a redshirt freshman at quarterback and started with 2 brutal games that they almost won, but they had one of the more impressive wins of the weekend at Pitt. And they finished the year 2 easy games. This is a Notre Dame team who's going 10-2 and might even finish top 6 in the final playoff rankings. And then as well, it's big that Michigan, it was an ugly game, but Michigan did pull out another win. They play Maryland this week, which should be another win. Even if they lose to Ohio State, Michigan is going 9-3 at a minimum this year. So when you break down USC's schedule, I think Iowa probably wins out, and with who their 4 losses are to, they probably will be ranked in the final polls at 8-4. So I think when all is said and done, USC will finish with 5 ranked teams on their schedule, wins over at least 2 of them, maybe 3 if they beat Oregon, and no bad losses. So I don't even think it's an opinion at this point. This game at Oregon this week is a playoff game. 11-1 Oregon is not being left out. 10-2 Oregon maybe could. Right now, their resume, obviously they have 1 less loss than USC does, but they're the strength of their wins is not there where USC is right now. So 10-2 Oregon, I'd like to think they get in. They should get in, but they need this. If they want to be assured of making the playoffs, they need to win Saturday too. But guaranteed USC wins. I'm not guaranteeing they win the game, but if they win the game, they will be a playoff team. And then who knows? When you have the best quarterback in the country, which I think right now is probably a toss-up between Mendoza, Maiava, Sayin, and I think the 3 of them I would take over Dante Moore right now. But when you have one of the best QBs in the country, the sky's the limit. A lot of times in these hard-fought playoff games, the team with the better quarterback play is the team who's going to win. And then a star, you saw it with Jeremiah Smith last year in the playoffs. A star like Makai Lemon can truly shift some of these playoff games. So USC, a lot of the talk this year is their recruiting class, the future. They really could make the playoffs and make some noise in the playoffs if they can win this game against Oregon this week. So you got to be hyped, USC fans. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on all of this, and then don't forget, just like and subscribe on the way out.